1 out of every 3 to 4 women have personally lost a child to abortion. The numbers are so great, I think it would be an anomaly for an American family to not have been affected by this issue.
I was 30 years old before I even heard the word abortion spoken from a pulpit. And not because the church didn't want to help, they just didn't know how.
Abortion is a decision that not only takes the life of the innocent child, but it causes a ripple of destruction for so many people involved in your life.
The thing is that we're made in God's image. This is an image issue. And then beyond that, we know that we were formed in the womb by God.
Decades ago, we turned this issue over to politics. This is not a political issue, it's a spiritual one.
Chemical abortion is responsible for over half of the abortions that we are seeing in our nation. And just because it's illegal in your state does not mean that these pills are not accessible right through the mail. Because it's so accessible, we are raising up abortion clinics within our own home. When we take those pills out of the mail, we become the abortionist. And so I don't know about you, but when I was a little girl, that was not on things I wanted to be when I grew up.
My passion for SaveOne comes from, unfortunately, the decision to abort my own child when I was at the lowest place of my life and was searching and looking for anyone that could help me, and nobody seemed to have the answers.
The whole abortion industry was built on a lie. We know now they made up their statistics. They made up all of these lies to build this industry that is now a multi-billion-dollar industry.
I thought a baby would ruin my future. I thought a baby would cause all of these emotions and heartache, and I could never be who I truly wanted to be if I had this baby now and as a young woman. But all of that was a lie. Taking those pills, causing myself to have a miscarriage, it launched me into a world of depression and sorrow, guilt, shame, anger, all of these things that I told, hey, these pills will be a quick and easy solution for you and basically a healthcare option. But instead, it is what launched me into a world of pain.
It is the church with a capital C that has the power. It's the church that we're resourcing.
This is a church issue. We want to be the first ones that people who are hurting come to. Grace isn't about being silent. It's about getting into the mess with them. It's about showing them that grace is how God can transform them.
So many times that propaganda has led us to believe fighting abortion means we've got to go to Washington, we've got to scream and yell and hold signs and march and be in this volatile setting. But what we're offering is the compassionate response. When the pastor talks about these Bible studies, it's almost like they give permission for people to finally say, yes, I have this in my past. I can walk this out in a confidential, non-judgmental setting.
We have men come up and they say it's the first time anybody's ever talked about the men and their place in this. It goes through what I call discipleship deliverance. Week after week after week, he's engaging with God, he's praying, he's talking to God, he's listening, and he realizes who he is and who God has created him to be.
And walking with people through this hurt, through this pain of their past abortion is where we get to show them the love of Christ.
At SaveOne, we want the church to be the very first place anyone who is hurting or devastated or impacted in any way by an abortion to run to. The church has the answers. We at SaveOne provide the keys, the answers, the resources, everything they need to help guide the most broken and the most hurting in their congregation to a life of hope, healing, and restoration.
Proverbs 18:21 says, the power of life and death are in our tongue. And so when we take up this language of life, we change the atmosphere. You may think you've got it compartmentalized or managed, and it's not bothering you, but what we're looking for is heart change. We're not looking for behavior modification because a law was changed, because we know laws can always be changed back. What we're looking for is heart change, and you find that heart change in the church, because heart change is eternal. Heart change doesn't change back, more than likely, and heart change affects the next generations. This is how I truly believe we will end abortion in our country and around our world.